Hey y'all, happy Wednesday. I'm so excited. I am excited for two big reasons.
Yeah? What are those two big reasons?
Okay, well the first one is that Kirsten is here.
Hello.
Yeah, so Kirsten is here, and she is here because she agreed to do our next Hunter Killer with us.
I'm so excited.
So excited. We're doing the Blair Witch just in time for spooky season. So we're starting in this last week of September, and then it will go until the end of October.
Yep.
So, Kirsten, have you ever done a Hunter Killer before?
I have not done a Hunter Killer before,
Okay.
but I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, we've done one. We were just talking about it off camera. I loved it. So we picked this baby up at Gen Con, along with some stuff.
You snuck off and bought it while I was distracted.
Again, I'm going to share that story again. So, we went to Gen Con, we bought, this huge stack of games, spent way too much money on games, and then I kept being like, okay, Jeremy, I'm not spending any more money, and Jeremy's like, cute. And then I'd be like, oh, but I really need these, custom dice for this Mistborn game that we don't play. In case we do play it. I want to play it, but we actively don't, because I am the one that would lead it, and I'm just not there emotionally. But I'd be like, so I need that, or, oh, I still need this. And then it was the hard, no more. To be clear, the hard no more that I put on there on Jeremy's behalf. And so we're standing there, and Daniel's looking at mugs, and Jeremy's helping Daniel look at mugs, and I look over, and the Hunter Killer booth is across the aisle, and I was like,
Magically disappeared.
fuck yeah, yeah. So I just Jeremy's distracted working on this, and I go over, and I'm talking to this British lady who reminded me of Chris, our friend Chris. And so I was like, look, we just finished the Moon Summit Mystery. We love it. And it's a little easy for us, so I need something that's a little harder. What would you recommend? She's like, do you like scary stuff? And I was like,
Yes,
hell yeah, I like scary stuff. And she's like, well, the Blair Witch is really good. And they've got two versions of it, so we got the first version. Because I was like, which one would you recommend? And she's like, get the first one, and then get the second one, sales lady to the gods. And I was like, done. I was like, I kept looking over at what Jeremy was doing. And she's like, what are you doing? I was like, that's my husband. He told me I couldn't spend any more money.
Lies that get told about me.
Because I kept saying, no more, because in my mind that was Jeremy giving me a limit. I was like, he told me I couldn't spend any more money. And so she, springs into action. She's like, you, get a bag. You, get the Blair Witch. You, go get some shit to put in the bag. And so they're just, shoving shit down in this bag. She's like, give me your credit card, hun. And then she was like, too late. He can't take it back now. And so, she gave me, all of these, invisible ink pens. And
because you told her we streamed.
Yeah, I was like, we stream it. I was like, people can interact with it and stuff. It's it's really fun. She's like, well, what's your stream? What is this? And I just started asking questions, but then was shoving stuff in this bag, and then just shoves it over to me. And then Jeremy walks up and is like, what's going on? She's like, nothing, honey. She just was like, there is nothing to see here. I was like, this woman gets it.
It sounds like there was girl math involved in this somewhere.
Okay, so look, here's the girl math. Do you know what girl math is?
Vaguely. I've already been made to feel like an ancient man by a 7-year-old today. I don't need it here, too.
Okay, so Jeremy, this is how girl math works. Are you ready? So we recently went to Idaho on vacation. We bought the tickets in May. And
I saw AOC refer to boy math, so that's my mystery.
I don't want to know what boy math is. That sounds gross.
I'm like regular math.
Girl math is so
girl math
much
is
better.
way more fun.
So we bought our plane tickets in May. We paid them off. We put them on the credit card, paid the credit card off at the end of May. Got the hotel in July. Paid that credit card off, at the end of July. So basically, our trip to Idaho was free.
Yeah, because the trip didn't happen until
September.
Yeah,
it was September.
September. Yeah, so it was free.
It was August or September, I don't know.
Okay,
yeah, so that's why I was able to buy all the stuff I bought.
Yep.
Because the vacation was free, which means that I could you know, get a separate hotel room just on top of the one we already had. I added a second room for our little cousin to stay in. And then, you know,
I love her.
I love her too. So I talked to her earlier. She has okay, so like Jeremy went to art school. I went to like business school. Okay, so like this is outside. You went to teacher college. Teacher school?
My bachelor's is in business.
Oh, okay. So you also went to business school. So like she's having a college experience that we're not having. Her major is fishery wildlife management.
That's a weird major.
Already off the
Do
bat.
they get to go like fishing regularly?
That's what she's doing. So like,
But it's not
she calls
fishing,
me-
it's electrocuting the fish and just pulling them
and
out.
grabbing them. She calls me and she's like, I need some waiters. And I'm like, go girl, go get some. Like, and she's like, yeah, I need them tomorrow. So I'm going to Walmart right now to get them. And it was like 10:45. I was like, oh God, to be young again. She's like, I've got to go get them right now. And I'm like, okay. So she's taken this class where they literally put on these huge boots that like wellies and these waders, which are like plastic pants you wear. Do you know what waders are? Okay, I had to look up a picture. I was like, I'm not about that life. Okay. And so she got waders. She had to get like this wet shirt. And like they go hiking out into the middle of nowhere, Idaho, and are like assessing fish and stuff in the water. And she's like talking about it. And I'm like, that sounds terrible. But like, she's so excited to be doing this.
Aww,
it made
I love
me
that.
excited. I was like, can I go?
Yeah.
You know? And so
Yeah.
she FaceTimed us to do like a fit check before she was going back out into the wilderness. And I was like, you know, I
I don't
felt
know how
really
good
like,
you can look in waiters, to be honest.
cute. She looked cute as
Of course-
she was
of
the
course she
cutest
did.
little button you've ever seen. And at one point she fell and she was like covered in mud.
Of
Only
course.
made her cuter.
I hate people.
Don't you just hate it? And I just was like, well, you're
Wait
the
till you're
cutest
30.
little wildlife management person I've ever seen in my life.
That's super
But
cute.
she's going in and she was like, well, like, you know, like we put this little like shocker thing in the water and it shocks the fish and then they just kind of float up to the top and you grab them. And I'm like, does it hurt them? And she's like, no. It's like, okay. How long are they unconscious for? Because I'm like, they're little gills. Are they still moving?
Yeah.
Like, and she's like, yeah, no, it's like less than a minute. And you just pick them up and you measure them and you do all this stuff and then send them back on their merry little way.
So many questions about how long fish can be out of water.
And she said that they have like a little bucket that they put them back in the bucket and then
okay.
put them back in while they're doing their
there's
tests and
something.
stuff. Yeah. And she's out in Idaho, so like the picture she took,
Are gorgeous.
oh my God. I was like, you're living a river runs through it right now. Like, God.
This is
Oh.
classified under creepy?
What is?
This music?
Oh, yeah. It's creepy. I would be creeped out if it just randomly started playing. Yeah. But she's, and I'm like, you know, we're adults. Like, she's an adult, but she's still a kid, right? And so I'm like, well, like, when you go out in like, the wilderness, are you taking bear spray? Because we gave her bear spray before we left. And I'm like,
Cosmic Beat is
use
on right now,
this,
girl.
use this on animals. Because there's, like, moose and stuff out there. I mean, they're not, like, deers like we have here. There's, like, moose and shit. They will fucking kill you. And so I'm like, use it on animals, use it on first dates, use it on anybody that is making you feel threatened, like your roommate.
Yeah,
just
100%.
And so I'm like, are you taking your like bear spray with you? And she's like, yeah, I am. And I'm like, oh, thank God. I'm like, do y'all have other weapons with you? And she's like, no, why? And I'm like,
Well, just in case, you never know.
what if you run into a moose?
Bear.
She's like, well, I have bear spray. And I'm like, it's not moose spray, it's bear spray. But, so she's living her best life.
I love that.
Yeah.
Aw,
Every
so
day I
good.
talk to her, she's more excited. And
Good.
so it's very different from like my freshman year of college where I had what probably today would be classified as a nervous breakdown that I never recovered from. I'm still trying to recover from it. But I would like call my mom every day, like sobbing, like, please come get me. I've made a mistake. Like, come
Aw.
get me. And she would be like, it'll get better, it'll get better, it'll get better. And it didn't.
No.
It did not. And so I just came home at the end of my first year and like went to a local school. That is not her experience. Like she's just out there and she's
Good.
like,
That's what she needed, though.
yeah,
She needed that,
yeah.
for sure.
She's a good kid. And she's like, we got an ice machine. And all that stuff we said. So, like, she moves to Idaho, and then I promise we'll start our game. She moves to Idaho, and she calls, and she's, like, just kind of having a bad day. And she says she's having trouble embracing fall.
Oh,
Like,
you sent all the...
yeah, I'm like, ma'am. Like, Hallmark movie channels set in the fall are either in New York City or in Idaho. Like, you can't move where they're making those movies
And then say that it's not fall enough.
and not embrace fall. Like, BS. And so Kirsten and I go to Trader Joe, and we're like, everything. She
This
doesn't
looks
eat
great.
bread.
Looks great.
And so we got everything that wasn't bread, but was pumpkin spice. And
So much pumpkin spice.
we had so much pumpkin spice. And so, like, we spent, like, and, like, Trader Joe's, like, not expensive. So we spent, I think, like, $25 maybe on all these snacks. And then it costed, like, $70 to ship them. But so she got this huge box full of, like, all, and it was busted at the seams. It was like, it's all gonna break. And so she'll text me and be like, this salsa's bussin'. Like, I think that's good. Slay.
Slay.
It was Kirsten's birthday, and her kid called me and was like, I need you to distract my mom until 8 p.m. I'm like, cool. Kirsten, let's go to Trader Joe. And it was like, okay, let's go to Home Goods.
And I was like, oh my god, can I go home yet? I'm so tired.
Kirsten's like, I think I'm just gonna, like,
Nap in my car, maybe?
No,
Like,
like,
I don't know.
I need a body double. You have to come with me. And had a very nice birthday.
It was fantastic. It was
Love
fantastic.
that. Okay, so I hope this works. And there's like a delay on this, so I can't know immediately. Oh, no, it's not working. Oh, it is working. Big delay. Okay, good. Thank you for getting that set up. You're the man, Germs. Okay. The delay freaks me out. Hunt a Killer. So it's like a 6-week or 6-episode, as they call it, journey through whatever. So we're doing the Blair Witch. They put it in with Lionsgate Games. I've heard that it's one of the better uses of licensed stuff or whatever.
Cool.
But like, so each week you have a mission you have to solve, and then they'll give you like clues and stuff. And then next week when we start episode 2, we will get this box out too, because everything kind of builds on itself
Okay.
as you go through it.
Yeah, I feel like they want you to build a literal murder board. You
I'm
did not
doing
do
it.
that,
I've got
but-
my board right there. Currently it is only used to keep my duster hung up, but I'm gonna flip it around and get some red string. We're gonna do it. Okay.
Okay.
So this looks a lot like the other one. Recommendations. So like, we haven't opened this. I literally just cut it open before we came in here. So here's our 10 items list.
Okay.
And I don't know if I'm sending this one to Costa Rica or not, so I'm not gonna like work to keep everything together. So I have a friend that lives in Costa Rica. She is obsessed with Hunt a Killer, and they can't get it in Costa Rica for some reason. And so when we did our first one, I kept everything in like meticulous order so that I can ship it to her.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so like now it's still up there. I keep referring back to it. It's like over Kirsten's head. Okay, hey, don't move, okay? There's a wolf behind you.
Yeah, I figured. She's already been over here waiting for somebody
Yes.
to donate a treat.
So we put channel points. You can spend your channel points and we'll give the dogs treats.
Oh.
Which has basically trained our dogs to come over and beg for treats while we're sitting at the table.
Right.
Which we love. Love that for us. Let me just do this because ain't nobody got time to like beg that to open. Oh shit.
Well, that's...
We got a map of Orchidville.
Okay.
Ooh, a nice pen. Okay, so real talk, this pin feels like of all the props that we've gotten from them, this pin is the only thing that we've gotten that feels shitty. Ooh, it's a blue light pin though. Did I break it? Uh-oh.
Okay. It's a clue. The pin is broken. From Untold Tales magazine.
Okay. So here's our little evidence packet. So like in the last one we did, everything came like in a police folder. Like an evidence folder.
Yeah.
So Jeremy, I'll let you start here with this, and then I will hand this over to Kirsten. If that's okay with you?
Sure.
Okay.
So Jeremy is gonna
Read this.
start us off and tell us what we are doing here.
Okay. Hello. It's been weeks since
Hi.
I've felt any sliver of hope, and frankly, I was starting to lose my mind a little before I found you. 4 months ago, my 15-year-old son Liam went missing. I'm not going to tell you that I've got a sixth sense or a gut feeling or a mother's intuition. I don't buy into all of that, but I do believe he's out there and that he needs me, he needs us. Liam was always a sensitive kid, but he was devastated when his father passed away 4 years ago. He's been in a vulnerable place ever since. The sheriff told me that this sounds like a typical teenage runaway, but that can't be the case. I know Liam, and he cares too much about me and his younger brother Tristan to put us through this. He loves our dog, Tank. He loves our home. It took the Burkittsville Sheriff's Office less than a month to write Liam off as a lost cause, and it took the rest of the town even less time to blame his disappearance on our ridiculous local superstition. Let me explain what I mean by that. The area is small and isolated, and the only thing that's ever made us worthy of any note is a long history of deaths and disappearances that stretches back to the 18th century town of Blair.
Can I have the mouse? Thank you.
So much genuine evil in the world, and people choose to believe in boogeymen. Since the people around here have decided that they're interested in fables over facts, I have to rely on you to get to the truth. I'm sending you a few documents from the official investigation into Liam's disappearance, whatever help they may be, as well as a few things that may help you understand both Liam and this town a little better. I'm also sending everything I found laid out on Liam's desk the day he went missing. A magazine spread, his journal, and a pin that was placed inside of it. Additionally, I'll be passing on something that has made me fear the worst, despite myself. It's a bracelet that was given to Liam by his father. He never takes it off. We've got a vague idea of Liam's movements
Park, stop.
on the day he went missing. But his trail goes cold in the early afternoon.
Park, come here.
Even though a few people saw him wandering around town, none of them knew exactly where he was
Come here,
going. I need you to find out where my son was going on the day of his disappearance.
Sit.
Finding that place is our best shot at discovering evidence that nobody else has looked over yet. As soon as you figured it out, contact me at kentcase.com. It's a personal site I set up to keep tabs on Liam's case. The password is Burkittsville8.
Don't tell the password. Okay, what was the website though? Can I have the keyboard?
Kentcase.com.
Okay.
You should see a link to my tip line. Just type the name of the place Liam was headed there. I'll be sure to respond as soon as possible. Eagerly anticipating your findings, Rosemary Kent.
Okay, so let me see the password. Oh.
It's not terribly secure.
Having had a Twitch account hacked earlier today, I do think that we want to make sure people are using secure passwords. Interesting. Okay. So I'm going to hand this back over to you because you know how to make websites show up on our little homepage here. So we've got a missing kid. Let me ask you, because Kirsten is like a few years younger than me. So I feel like this happened, like this might be a little Venn diagram between my age and your age.
Okay.
When I hear the name Liam, I immediately hear it in Miley Cyrus's voice. Where she's always like, Liam. And I was trying to explain that to Jeremy one night, and he was like, that's so weird.
I
Do you?
hear that voice that way.
Kirsten's like, yeah, no, that's a no. Okay, well, never mind then. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, baby. I didn't give you yours. There you go. Okay, so here's the website. So,
And William Kent.
do we want to go through the website, or do we want to?
We can look at what else we have here. I mean, this is it. They give you the letter to start off, and then you've just got the rest of the stuff to look through and figure out. So I guess the last one gave us a little card that told us what we were supposed to figure out in each box. This one just says in here, in the letter,
To complete this episode, check all documents and items for clues, decipher all coded messages, and help Rosemary complete her objective.
which is to figure out where he was headed.
Where he was headed?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to decipher some stuff.
Vague idea of his movements on the day he went missing, but his trail goes cold in the early afternoon.
Okay. Can you grab your daughter?
Find out where my son was going on the day of his disappearance. Come here, her.
Okay.
Come here. Hey.
What?
Come here.
Her just wants to hold my hand. That's all. Okay, so we've got several things here.
So, our friend just sent a text into our group chat. She is dating, and her give a damn doesn't exist. I've learned, and so.
Oh, our friend?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No,
So
does not.
she just, and you love to see it. She apparently had a date with someone he canceled day of, and he was like, "Can we reschedule?" And she's like, "No, my time is valuable." Like, and he's like, "Well, it's your loss." And she said, "I will spend the rest of my life mourning this loss." And then sent us this picture. Was like, "Can y'all believe I lost this?"
I love her.
I'm like, I never, when I was single and dating, I never had the gusto. But God, I wish she makes me wish I did.
I don't either. Too nice. Okay. We have a press release kind of.
Okay.
Burkittsville Sheriff's Office at 2:30 p.m. on Tuesday, Sheriff Wes Lanning addressed the township regarding the case of the missing local teenager. The full transcript is provided. This is the transcript. Sheriff Lanning. Good afternoon, everybody. As you all know, a 15-year-old boy named Liam Kent was reported missing by his mother 3 days ago. At this time, we are unable to confirm his last known whereabouts, but we have no reason to assume a crime has been committed. The press. This is Aubrey Bird with the Burkittsville Town Bugle. Sheriff Lanning, what do you say to the rumors that...
Mm-hmm.
This is why Kirsten's here.
Thank God
Sheriff
there's someone
Lanning.
else at the table who will do this now.
Sheriff Lanning. Crosstalk. Please, if there is time, I will take questions at the end of my statement. Search parties to locate Liam Kent have been mobilized, and we have already recovered one of the boy's personal effects, which was found by a civilian on the northern sidewalk of Main Street. I feel like we need a map. We're taking that as a very positive sign. If you have any information that would be of interest to our investigation, please come forward. I must urge you, however, not to use this opportunity to contribute to the spread of dangerous rumors and hearsay. I will now take questions. Miss Bird. Some people are wondering if the case is being considered in relation to how many of the previous disappearances that have historically been attributed to. You're correct in pointing out that Burkittsville, as a community, has endured its fair share of incidents like this, and so I say with this full knowledge of what many of you must be thinking, even if you have good sense not to say it out loud. It is of the utmost importance that we keep ourselves calm, collected, and above all else, logical. I will not entertain any suggestions involving outdated superstitions, especially not when the case in front of us appears to be perfectly cut and dry already. I do not contact my office to provide details that might distract from the matter at hand. If we are able to keep our heads level, I'm confident that we'll be able to locate Liam Kent and return him home. Thank you. Sheriff, if I may, the former Sheriff Lanning, that is to say, your uncle, apologies, I'm not quite sure how to phrase this. The former Sheriff Lanning led several high-profile searches in the 90s. How similar do you think that search for Liam Kent will be to that investigation, considering that? Thank you. That's all the time I have. Please address my office with any further questions. Lannings are a little...
A little.
Mm-hmm.
So where did they say his bracelet was found? Just on the north
Personal
end?
effects were found by a civilian on the northern side of Main Street. Northern sidewalk.
So somewhere, here's our little map of Burkittsville. So whatever his personal effect was, it was found over here. It's a long street.
Of different places.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very helpful. Thank you, Sheriff. So what else do you have there?
Legend Never Die in the Witch's Woods. Untold Tales magazine special feature. Ooh, this sounds like
A dossier of mysterious deaths and disappearances in the Black Hills Forest. Is this supposed to be a magazine?
Yeah.
It's like his little zine. Oh, he pulled this out?
Yeah, she said it was the mom said it was a magazine spread, so.
It was the winter of 1785. We're going all the way back. I am listening to a podcast right now about the Salem witch trials. Because I love this time of year, because that's when all the like spooky history comes out. And they keep talking about it, and I'm like, man, this wasn't even that long ago. But I'm like, 1785, oh, it's haunted. It's haunted. Immediately haunted. Back when the sleepy Maryland town of Burkittsville was still known as Blair, when a group of local children first told their story, they claimed an old woman who lived at the forest's edge had beckoned them to follow her back to her cottage. Upon luring the children to her home, the woman pricked their fingers with a needle, collecting their blood in bowls made of stone. In the minds of the townsfolk of Blair, there was no clearer sign of witchcraft. I mean, sure.
Yeah, let's just share each other's blood in a bowl. That's not witchcrafty at all.
Not scary at all.
I'm sure there's a perfectly rational explanation.
Perfectly normal.
For why she needed the blood of children.
Some stories claim that the townsfolk merely ran the old woman out of Blair to live out the rest of her lonely days in the nearby Black Hills Forest. Other stories claim that the citizens of Blair went much further than mere banishment. The way my grandfather told me the story, the people of Blair pummeled her with rocks. Once their thirst for revenge was sated?
Mm-hmm.
Some of the men dragged her out into the forest and left her there, tied to a tree. This is a quote from Chelsea Traeger Brown, teacher at South Woodland Academy.
I want to pause for a second. So, this one, all she did was prick their fingers and take some blood, right? She didn't kill them.
No, she did not.
Well, that seems like an overreaction.
Also, this woman's grandfather was alive in 1785.
Okay.
My granddad died when he was 98. He was born in 1922, is all I'm saying. That was my very old grandfather.
All right.
I mean, people in the 1700s, I've seen The Witch. They weren't exactly tolerant.
No. Primary sources are few and far between, but some secondary literature indicates that the accused may have been hanged from one of the oldest trees in the Black Hills Forest, an old dead tree whose bark was like white ash. Says Anthony Rapino, the local historian. Nearly a year after the execution, during a winter far more bitter and cold than the one previous, the residents of Blair woke up to find half the town's children had vanished in the night. I promise I know how to read. Among their number were all those whose parents' accusations had led to the supposed witch's death. But did she die? Can a legend ever truly die? Promise I know how to read. So they killed her, and then they woke up and their kids were gone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That sucks.
That is terrible. While the story of the Blair Witch stretches back over 200 years, her legacy continues far past the moment for her supposed death and persists to this very day. The next high-profile sighting of the Blair Witch would occur in 1825, when witnesses claimed to have seen the pale hand of an old woman reach out of the water of a local creek to drag a helpless girl under the surface. The girl was presumed to have drowned, but her body was never recovered. Oh, I have nightmares, y'all. Yeah, another child was reported missing in 1886, so 101 years later. This victim was miraculously recovered from the Black Hills Forest by the second search party sent after her. However, the men who made up the child's first search party were not as fortunate. They were found tied together and stabbed to death on a large rock at the creek's edge. The identity of their killer was never discovered. Well, somebody's calling the husband. Unfortunately, a lot of information about the search party has been lost to time. Many of them were workers at a nearby sawmill, which had many names over its long and troubled tenure in the region, but which has long since burned down, taking hundreds of invaluable records with it. That's a quote from Anthony Rapino, local historian. I wonder if we can meet Anthony. I wonder if we're going to cross paths with him. He seems fun. I picture that he looks like the guy from Arkham Horror, whose name just left me. Dr.
Christopher?
Yes, Dr. Christopher.
Yeah.
He's like kind of hefty, and he's got a beard and like glasses and a sweater vest.
My memory is garbage, but I feel like some of these quotes are from people. Like some of these, I think some of these names might be from the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That first part where they're going around the town interviewing the townsfolk.
Yeah, I watched the movie.
Okay. We should watch it. I've been wanting to rewatch it. That movie came out right after I graduated high school, and it changed the world. And like I've been reading about it a lot here lately, because it has kind of a dark stuff surrounding it. And so I would love to watch it again, knowing now that like it's like super low budget. Like they made the whole thing for like a couple $100,000.
I know what it is, but
yeah.
and vaguely,
but like
some pieces of it. But
the actors used their own names, which is cool. I mean, like it's a neat concept. Like if I made a movie like Windy Hindi, I don't really think about the fact that that movie then becomes like the #1 movie in the world, like shatters Titanic, like all of this stuff, and then everybody knows your name, and they start having trouble like disassociating you with what happened. But a lot of the interviews and stuff that they did in town, some of the people are actors, but a lot of it was just people that they stopped on the street to talk about stuff, and they were just kind of bullshitting their way through it. Like, oh yeah, here's a guy with the camera, he wants to talk to me about this thing that doesn't exist. Oh. But I'm gonna pretend like I know what he's talking about.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Yeah, a lot of it was improv.
Yeah.
Like they would literally not tell them what they were doing, and then
they didn't have a script. Yeah, so so the woman that was in the Blair Witch, because like going through the woods is like a woman and two dudes, she didn't know. She like put a lot of trust in this crew that they weren't gonna like take her, the only woman out there, and like sacrifice her or brutalize her. So she brought weapons with her because she was scared. Yeah. Understandably, but then they would have like crew come in and like sneak them clues of stuff that they were supposed to do the next day. And then it was all improv. Like it's fascinating. I would love to watch it again. Yeah. But it scared a lot of people. It didn't scare me the first time I saw it. It scared me the second time I saw it.
I mean, you know my weird story about seeing it. I saw it at a drive-in.
Who'd you see it with?
My parents.
He saw it at a drive-in with his parents.
I mean,
was it scary? At a drive-in? I mean, I feel like you're surrounded by woods.
Yeah, that's the
thing,
thing, right? Yeah. You like years later, I actually watched it like for real and picked up on a lot of stuff that was not as clear at
Yeah.
a drive-in, right? But the fact that you're sitting out there in the dark, surrounded by the wood, and so you couldn't tell. I could never tell, like, okay, is that a sound the movie's making? Or is there just something howling out there, like...
Was your mom wigging out?
I don't know. I mean, they were in a different car.
Okay.
But I imagine probably, like, definitely not her cup of tea.
Yeah.
I don't even know why the heck. It's like when I was little, they took me and my brother to see a double feature of Willow and Beetlejuice, which
It's
I
funny.
love both of those movies, but like I was like 7 maybe at the time.
They wanted to send Jeremy to like Jesus jail for playing Dungeons and Dragons, but they'll take him to Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I'm like, there are things in Beetlejuice that I definitely did not understand at 7 years old.
Yeah, we were too sheltered. We didn't see any of that shit. So, wrapping up here, the witch seemed to lie dormant for over 60 years after the incident at the Rock, and that happened in 1886, remember. However, tragedy would eventually strike the area once more when an eccentric hermit who made his home in the Black Hills Forest confessed to the kidnapping of 8 children and the murder of 7, claiming that the voice of an old woman had urged him to commit these crimes. Was this man a cold-blooded killer, or could he truly have been compelled to kill by the Blair Witch herself? Was that his name?
Yeah.
Then, in October of 1994, 3 student filmmakers disappeared in the woods near Burkittsville while shooting a documentary. While their footage was recovered, the students themselves remain missing to this day. Merely 2 years after the student's disappearance, a young boy is believed to have been abducted and taken into the Black Hills Forest. His search party would not emerge unscathed or without grim and mysterious stories of their own to tell. While many locals still insist on the existence of the witch, some believe that a dangerous drifter is responsible for the most recent of these cases. Is that Liam?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was this in Liam's stuff, or this was...
It was in
This-
Liam's stuff.
Yeah. That was what the mom talked about, right? Did she mention like a newspaper or like a magazine?
Yeah, she
spread?
mentioned this magazine spread, but no,
But that
the
Liam
kid
had
that,
this.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
The kid that disappeared is not Liam.
So he's not talking about Liam. Okay.
No.
That particular case hits closer to home for me than most of the gruesome incidents that haunt the town's history, since I was in high school when it happened. An interesting fact, hikers found often strange carvings on many of the forest's older trees for months after the case was closed. However, sightings of those carvings eventually died down. Isn't that strange? Shouldn't carvings on tree trunks have been more permanent than that? That's another quote from Anthony Rapino. And then a quote from Elliot Coulson, a lifelong Burkittsville resident and former hiking enthusiast. I saw symbols clear as day on the trunk of a big white tree, smack dab in the middle of the forest. Looked like wide open eyes and screaming mouths all jumbled up together. When I tried to show the tree to my wife, I couldn't find my way back to it, even though I hadn't gone more than 10 feet away. I stopped going into the forest altogether pretty soon after that. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched by the carver.
Carver.
While uncertainty clouds the region's present and mystery haunts its past, one thing is and always has been certain: the Black Hills Forest is a region afflicted by the trauma of those who have vanished there, and perhaps the creatures who took them as well.
Lovely. I was trying to see if that. So far, there's not a date on anything.
Yeah, I was wondering what the date
Yeah, I'm
time
like, so is this
was.
supposed to be in the 90s when the movie happened? Is this supposed to be present day? Like,
So what else do you
This
have
isn't-
here, Kirsten?
This isn't nothing is dated over here either. It's just it has like times, but
yeah.
an incident report from South Woodland Academy.
Oh.
Against the counselor made a report against Liam, our missing child.
Mm.
Earlier today, Liam entered into a physical altercation with another student in his grade in the hallway outside my office. The incident occurred during the interval between second and third periods at approximately 11:10 a.m. While I did not witness the beginning of this altercation, I did witness the aftermath of a punch Liam threw, which knocked his classmate to the ground. After I broke up the fight and asked a teacher to escort the other student to the nurse's office, I took Liam into my own office to discuss what had just occurred. To quote Liam, "I don't know why I hit him. He was just standing there looking at his phone and he started laughing at something. Before I even knew what I was doing, my arm just moved on its own. I pushed him, then he pushed me back, so I hit him and he fell. He looked like such an idiot with his blood coming out of his nose. Then you came in and stopped me from whatever I was going to do next, and now we're here." Additional comments. Wow, somebody's taken over Liam's body. Per Liam's behavioral records, he has been actively alienating himself from children his age, whom he used to consider friends since his father died. He has not made much of an effort to foster new friendships. Liam prefers to spend his free time alone, staring off in the direction of the tree line, or drawing. Liam, while quite a talented artist, has been fixated on his father's death and his personal drawings. A few of his pieces of art I have observed have contained various versions of the same scenario. An unidentified person, who I can only assume to be Hudson, underneath a large tree. When Liam is present at school, he displays a markedly maladjusted attitude. On the occasions he does turn his work in, it is sloppy and half-completed, often devolving into doodles and drawings. Liam struggles socially, limiting his interactions with other students at the bare minimum of what is required for group activities. Even when he does engage, he struggles to interact on both micro and macro levels, whether it be the completion of a large-scale task or simply listening to instructions. On the rare occasions I have been able to get Liam to open up, he has confessed a bit more about his personal coping strategies, namely that being around Hudson's work makes him feel close to his father. I'm confused about who Hudson is. He tells me he often spends his time outside of school in a building originally built in the 20s, which his father renovated shortly before his death, although he will not disclose the specific location of this place. However, I feel as though this closeness has done little to improve Liam's mental state. All of his problematic behaviors has significantly increased in frequency and severity in recent weeks. Liam's actions have become more increasingly worrisome, both inside and outside of social contexts. While this is the first time that Liam has acted violently toward another student, his lack of apparent guilt makes me worry that it will not be the last. Plan of action: I will be increasing the frequency of my and Liam's one-on-one meetings from bi-monthly to weekly, and I will be more frequent communication with Liam's mother regarding her son's progress. Additionally, I have provided Liam with a journal and asked him to write out his feelings in a concrete way rather than revisiting them the moment of his father's death. I suggested that he try to frame these entries as letters to Hudson himself, although Liam reacted to the statement with extreme negativity. I will be filing copies of this in future reports to the principal's office in order to best monitor the situation. So who's Hudson?
Is that his dad? Maybe?
No, I think Hudson is a spirit.
Well, it says, the few pieces of art I've observed have contained various versions of the same scenario. An unidentified person, who I can only assume to be Hudson, underneath a large tree. It doesn't clarify who Hudson is. A spirit?
I think it might be a ghost. I think Hudson is the Blair Witch.
Hudson Hawk.
So, I think we'll probably find out more as we play through here, but I did, thumb through his little journal there, and just looking at the last entry in the book, it made me think he might be a ghost. I don't know. So if he was hanging out in a building that was built in the 20s...
Near the tree line.
So it'd be something back here. So something on the north end. So the Burkittsville History Museum.
He tells me he spends his time in a building built in the 20s, which his father renovated shortly before his death. Will not disclose location, but he stares into the tree line.
So the History Museum, which is right here, built in 1921.
Looks pretty historic.
Yeah, it does. An organization dedicated to chronicling and preserving the town's deep, complicated history. The post office, which is here.
So it can't be that. That's on the south, not the north.
Correct. The pharmacy which is number 9. Pharmacy's next door to that, so same concept applies.
Didn't they talk about like white trees at some point?
There was like a white tree.
There's like a white tree next to between 6 and 12.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Is that the ash tree, I wonder?
Maybe.
Okay, the Home Away Inn. Uh-oh. Guess who's here?
Oh.
I'll get them in just a second. Okay, so here's the Home Away Inn. And then we have the auto shop. So all of these things are on this side of the road. Okay, so the auto shop is across the street too, here. And like, what kind of renovations would have happened in this creepy old house? So maybe it is the auto shop that he was going to. Run for more than 50 years by the incorrigible Rickard Thunder McQueen. If you ever have the need to stop by, be sure to ask about his collection of century-old photographs of historical Burkittsville. The bakery is here. Want to make a cake you saw on that TV show? We can handle that for you. And is that it? That's it. Okay, so he's either going to the bakery, to the creepy house, or to the auto shop.
Why do you think that?
Because it said it was on the north side. Isn't that what you said, Germs?
Yeah, but all
His belongings were found on the north.
Okay.
And we know he's been hanging out in a building from the 20s.
Oh, that's where you got the 20s is where you got.
Yes. Because
I was
it has like when it was established.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so Cosmic Beat is here. Come here, Dakota. Dakota was Blair Witching herself.
Come here, girl.
So Cosmic Beat, we are playing Hunt a Killer. Come here, baby. Come over here. Say hey to your best friend. Can you give me a little hoppy? Okay. Here we go, girl.
Say, I hopped already. Give me that treat.
She hopped really good, too. Thank you. So we are just getting to know the Blair Witch Hunt a Killer, Season 1, Episode 1.
Yeah. Do we want to just see what he has to say in his own words?
Yeah.
I feel like that might.
Are you gonna read it in a funny voice?
Like a sullen teenager? Yeah.
Yes.
I can do that.
Please.
I was that.
Tonight will be tonight.
Yesterday, Miss Tan gave me this notebook and said I should use it to write to Dad. And then she sat there with a stupid, calm look on her face while I screamed at her about how dumb of an idea that was. I wish I hadn't done that. It wasn't right. It wouldn't have made him proud.
So is Miss Tan the one that made the kind of scathing teacher report? Okay.
Yeah, it's the counselor.
Dad, you were always so... And then he's just scribbled and doodled some arrows.
Is that a code? Because we do have to decipher all coded messages.
I don't know if that is a code. This definitely is. What he taught me in case I forget. And it's a...
Tic-tac-toe board with an A.
Yeah. I'm really lonely without you, and I know how hard Mom is trying, and I know she misses you too. Last night, Tristan couldn't remember that thing you used to say to us all the time, and he started crying. I pulled him out of it, though. Helped him remember by making it a puzzle, just like how you would have. I think Tristan was too young to hold on to all the code stuff you taught us, but I remember. Would be good for passing notes in class if I had anyone to pass notes to.
Oh, poor guy.
Dad, you used to tell the coolest stories about the woods. Mom used to make fun of you for believing in all that stuff. I don't know if you actually believed it, though. I think you just knew how fun it was. Time passes more easily out here, not slow and boring and lonely like at home or in school. Dad, Mom just sent me to my room. How old does she think I am? She doesn't treat Tristan like this, and he's not even 10 yet. She said I upset Tristan, and then we all started fighting again. I don't know why I get like that. It's like everything annoys me. I don't know. It's called being 15, kid. Dad, I knew the kid didn't know anything about Burkittsville, so I took him by the forest and told him all about what happened. I showed him where the tree was and everything. For a second, I felt like I was going to throw up or cry or something. But when I saw how freaked out he was, and it all suddenly seemed hilarious. Then I started laughing, and he ran away. So lame. And he told on me exactly what I needed. Apparently, he told Miss Tan that he saw somebody watching us, too. I said I didn't see anything. Maybe this isn't present day because he said lame, not cringe. Dad, guess I shouldn't be surprised that nobody else is willing to walk in the forest with me. At least Tank keeps me company, and you, in a way.
Share the picture.
I mean, look. I don't want to be that person, but...
Show Kirsten the picture.
The teacher said he was a talented artist.
Look, not all of us could have gone to graphic design school.
I know. But she said he was a talented artist. This is just a doodle.
Maybe he doesn't show all of his artiste.
In his lame journal.
Yeah.
Dad, got to find out more about the forest. Mom can't know. She'll just do that deep, guilt-inducing sigh thing and send me to my room like she always does. There's a bunch of stuff in town that I can look into, but I think I know exactly where to start. Dad, I can't believe how much stuff there is to go through down here, all crammed into those shelves you built when you renovated the place. Heading back tonight, it's definitely the museum.
Yeah.
Dad, everyone leaves me alone down here. I can do whatever I want, even if I don't want to do anything at all. Not a bad place to spend the weekend, especially if I stop 2 doors down to grab something to eat first, or if I can get Hank to make me a sandwich. Dad...
To Andy's Cafe. 2 doors down from the thing is Andy's Cafe.
Nobody else knows I come here. It's always just business as usual upstairs. Not that they're ever busy. I take my time walking here through the woods and walking back. I finally figured out how to talk to him. He's an interesting person, if he's even a person at all. I know things about you that he knows things about you that he shouldn't have any way of knowing. And then Dad and a blank page.
So Hudson is Dad, because Miss Chan says write it to Hudson. So the dad's name is Hudson.
Either that or whoever this person he's referring to here is.
So.
Oh.
I think that's actually over here. Maybe.
Do we need to turn off the lights?
Maybe?
We've got like 5 minutes until our ad roll starts. I'm gonna kill one of the lights. Oh, you can do it from your phone, can't you?
I totally can.
Okay, y'all, it's about to get real dark.
It's about to get
I bet it has something to do with A, too.
Spoopy up in here.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it just...
ABC.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it's just D, E, F, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Ooh! I was like, what's happening?
Dun, dun, dun.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Does that help to see better? Oh, look! Oh, yeah, here's more. J, K, L, M. Okay. So... P, Q, R. So, like, the second one has, like, a dot under the letters. S, T, U, V. And then W, X, Y, Z with a...
X instead, though. Instead of the 4. Instead of the, like, tic-tac-toe board, it's like a big X.
Okay.
Interesting. And then is there anything here? Yes, okay. If I had anyone to pass notes to. Or, this looks like it's written in a code.
Maybe we have to decode it before we can figure it
Yeah.
out.
I wonder if this was written with an invisible ink pen. By the way, it's about to start storming.
Oh, cool.
Hopefully it'll just be like a little summer storm, so you won't be stuck in it.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, so here's another
Just like code.
code.
Oh.
I didn't see it.
Ouch. It
Alright,
is.
stop.
Oh.
There's a man
Okay.
creeping in the background.
Uh-huh. I will lock you in the other room. I'm not kidding.
She just needs dinner. She just needs dinner.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of code on here. Like whole paragraphs. But WZW would be dad. So W equals D.
WZW. Okay, so that is okay. So let me do this. A, B, C, D. There's some smaller ones. P, Q, R.
And on the very last page, he writes in his code, and then he draws these symbols. Like hanging people.
Okay, maybe I don't want to do this. Maybe I don't. Maybe I need to beat.
What?
Look,
You picked this.
I regret that decision.
I love how it starts. I love how it starts storming the second that.
It is storming! Oh, we're in ads. Okay, so you said this is Z and then W
nice.
is D. Okay.
The
I'm
little
gonna-
stick people.
I'm gonna put this on a pause. Like the whole thing?
She
Okay. Hey,
has
we're
the-
back.
she-
Kirsten has figured it all out.
Yes. She's figured the code out.
You've cracked the code.
Maybe.
Okay.
RG. Yeah. Yep, I figured the code out.
It's got to be he's, He''s, right?
It's not.
Oh, it's. Okay.
So I went outside while our ads were rolling, and it's to like chill out a little bit because those scary No, I don't want to see that. And it's like scary because there's like a storm rolling in, and our neighbors have this huge bonfire going. It's like they're burning a witch.
It's not just me. So I said I didn't see anything. It's not just me.
I said I didn't see anything. It's not just me. Move just out of your way a little bit.
Oh, he's got stuff down here too, huh? Okay, well, we have the cipher, so now it's just a matter of translating this stuff.
Will you put your thing right here just for a second?
I want to know what the dots are for.
S-T-U-V. Okay.
I don't know what the dots are for.
T-U-E-W-X-Y-Z. I got it. I just didn't know which order that he had put those letters in.
Do you want to write down this as I read it off?
Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to steal your shit.
No, you're fine. You're good. You're good. Okay. Let's. Okay.
RG HLFM WH space. Ooh, I don't know what that is.
The Q and the A's get a little wonky.
Well, yeah, but it looks like an upside down V. Maybe that's an X.
It's messy.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. X, maybe? I think it's an X.
Okay.
XI.
ZAB, comma. Oh, come on, light. WZW, comma. YFG.
Does it say Hudson?
Dad.
The first one?
No, it's something.
After YFG, there's a big giant capital R. Then SLKV, BLF apostrophe IV, HGROO, LFG,
Let's fucking go.
GSVIV, HLN, RDSV, IV.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah,
one word?
Yeah, period. That's it.
Okay. Okay, so. IT. I should probably just do this. This is like stupid. Okay. I bet you, like, none of this is really a thing either. Wouldn't it be really annoying if we did all of this and it was like, just kidding. It means nothing.
I think we'll be just
it was
kidding,
just backwards
but,
alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
There were definitely some things in the last one we did that seemed to lead nowhere.
Yeah, they definitely put red herrings in the last one, so I assume. Sorry, work calls over here.
There's so many.
There's a lot of this.
Yeah. Sounds crazy, Dad, but I... out there.
You know what I miss?
I sounds crazy, Dad, but I hope you're still out there somewhere.
Aww.
The cipher thing we had from the last one.
You what? Oh, yeah.
That would make this all so much easier.
It would. We had a little, like, decoder thing.
No.
Don't look at her. She says the same thing.
Look up, like, backwards alphabet decoder.
That feels right.
I was gonna be like, I wonder if I can pull up
Herc.
the old website.
Yeah, it's right there on top.
I want to know if they have one, like, that you
Just
type
type
it
the
in.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that thing we had.
Click on that first one. Okay. Yeah, look at that.
Hey! I knew somebody somewhere did this.
Oh, yeah, some nerd. Is this showing on
Okay.
our Twitch?
Not right now.
Okay.
But it can be.
Yeah, let's show that. It'll be like, I keep looking at us in the thing being like, why does our light look like shit? It's because we...
Just trying to... We're trying to be creepy over here, okay?
Alright, so we are using theproblemset.com, not sponsored.
Here.
Where are we?
So we've done the first page and this page.
Okay, so you've done this page too?
Yeah. So anything on that next page.
Okay. SV space FHVW space GL space HGZB space UZI Uzi space Z DZB, I think. Space RM space GSV space GIV VORM
Wait, sorry. Two V's?
Yes, 2 V's.
VVORM.
Yes, V, comma. ULI, comma, NV, space, GL, space, NZPV, space, LFG, space, SRH, space, VZXV, period.
Okay, I'll write it down. I don't want to put it on there in case you,
Yeah.
in case you want to send it to your friend.
Stop, Herc.
He used to stay far away in the tree line. Hey!
Stay.
What is going on with you?
Far away in the tree line.
For me to make out his
Face.
face.
He used to stay too far away?
No,
He used to stay far away in the tree line.
Comma, for me to make out his face.
Huh.
Oh, look, sister got your rope. You don't even care. Okay.
Okay.
It's okay, girl.
And that was attached to the.
Was it the
Got to. So you find his face. Got to find out more about the forest. Mom can't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next one.
How about you let me type them in?
Okay.
Because I have old, tired eyes.
Okay.
Switch.
Give me the mouth.
Capital R. Space. ALLKVW. ZILFMW.
Okay.
VZXP.
Okay.
Space. GSILFTS. Space. GSV. Space. ULIVHG. Space. ZMW space. HMFXP space.
It's okay, Dakota.
RMGL space. GSV space. YZH VNVMG space. GSIL FTS space Z space YZXP space.
So thankful for this website.
Yeah. DRMWLD space HL space GGZG space RG space DLFOM apostrophe G space TWG space YZXP space.
Deal with that in a second.
GL space.
GL space? Okay.
NLN period.
Okay. Okay, this keyword number 2.
Okay, I what?
I said a wrong letter, obviously. I zooped around. So looped, probably. Looped around back through the forest and snuck into the basement.
Girl, what's going on?
Through a back window.
Forest. Basement. Really back window.
So that it wouldn't get back to Mom. this is before. I can't believe how much stuff there is to go through down there. All crammed into those shelves. So this is...
In the... I threw back through the forest and snuck into the basement through the back window. What happened before that?
Okay. What's a little dog birth between friends?
I'm thinking exactly where to start.
There's a bunch of stuff in town that I can look into. Yeah. Yeah, so they're...
Dead separate, yeah.
He's definitely going to the History Museum.
Yeah.
Oh boy. You want to do the big one?
Kirsten?
How about you type and I'll read it?
Okay.
Because I don't type as fast as you do.
Okay. Well, and clearly I typed really accurately, as evidenced by all these weird letters.
Well, I probably just misread some letters, too.
Okay. WZW, comma. VLFMW space HLNVGSR MT space LV space BLEIN space DSROV space R space DZH space DZOPRMT.
Wait, DZOP what?
DZOP out RMT.
RMT, okay.
Space GSILFTS. Space GSV. Space ULIVHG. Space LM. Space NB. Space.
Hold on. HG slash space LM.
I said it really fast.
You are. That's okay though.
Space NB. Space DZB. Space GL. Space GSV. Space YZH. VN. VMG. Period. R. Space. ZONLHG. Space HGVKKVW.
Wait, oh fuck. Okay, sorry. So ZONLHG space
HGVKKVW space LM space RG, comma RG space DZH space IRTSG space LM
okay
space GSV space KZGS period ZUGVI space R space IVZW space RG, comma R space OLLPVW space
wait, OLL space what now?
nope OLLPVW
PVW, okay.
space FK space ZMW space SV space DZH space IRTSG space GSVIV period YVULIV space R space XLFOW space HZB space LI space WL space ZMBGS RMT, comma SV space QFHG, almost there, space HNROVW OVW
okay.
space ZMW space DZOPVW space ZDZB period. Oh, there's a whole nother section.
Let's decode this one first.
Yep, and then there's a secondary.
Dad.
You regretting this yet, Kirsten?
This is crazy. You want to write it down?
Yes.
I messed up some of the letters, but I'll fix it.
That's okay. I might have messed it up too.
Dad, EOUN, so something, and then like the two words are messed up. While I was walking through the forest on my way to the basement, I almost stepped on it. I think maybe it just says like I found something.
Do we have another pen?
Yeah. There's another black pen right there too. I almost stepped on it. It was right on the path. After I read it, I looked up and he was right there. Before I could say or do anything, he just smiled and walked away.
Well, let's figure out what that. Well, it's one something.
Here.
BL.
BL.
FIH maybe BLFI.
BLF.
No. The fourth word.
Oh, just kidding. Okay, fuck that. Okay. BLFIH.
Maybe.
I think. Of yours. Found something of yours.
Oh, okay.
While I was walking through the forest.
Walking through the forest on my way to the basement.
Yeah, because I assume they live somewhere back here, and so he's walking back and forth through the forest.
Oh, interesting.
Basement.
I almost stepped on it. It was right on the path.
It feels like someone left it there or something left it there.
Purpose, yeah. After I read it, I looked up and he was right there. Before I could say or do anything, glad there's 3 people over doing this with. He just smiled and walked away. All right, Mama, you ready? This is the second part of that paragraph.
Hold on. Sorry.
We also determined that this pen is not actually a pen.
I could have told you that.
Looks like one, not actually a pen. Okay, R space SZEV space ML space RWVZ space SLD space SV space ULFMW space BLFI space MLGV comma LI space SLD space SV space PMVD PMVD space GL space TREV space RG space GL space NV comma YFG space R apostrophe N space TOZW space SV space WRW period. That one is Dad. I got Dad.
You can see the matrix.
I know Dad. Enter.
I have no idea how he found your note or how he knew to give it to me, but I'm glad he did.
That's not creepy.
Nope.
Oh, this is creepy. Okay.
Dad, nobody else knows I come here. It's always just business as usual upstairs. Not that they're ever busy. I take my time walking here through the woods and walking back. And then we have another one.
Oh boy.
You want me to type this one?
We're almost done. We got 3 more.
Yes, and then I'll write them when you've got it decrypted. Sorry.
That's fine.
Work never, ever. It's like quitting time, but
Not.
this week has been an exception to that
Okay.
rule. So
R.
sorry.
Space SZEVM apostrophe G. Sorry.
my brain just...
SZEVM
Yeah.
apostrophe G
Yeah.
space HVVM space SRN space ZRZRM comma YFG space R apostrophe EY space ULF MW space Z space UVD space LGS VI space MLG VH space RM space GSV space DLLWH period RG space OLLPH space ORPR space SV space ORPVH space XLW VH comma GLL period. Those are going to be questionable.
I haven't seen him
Again.
again, but I've found a few other notes in the woods. It looks like he likes codes too.
Oh no.
This is weirdly taking me to like flashbacks of the Defense Language Institute.
Yeah, so
Because they would say it in a different language, and we'd have to type out what they were saying, but like translate it. So it was like we would have numbers tests, and they would say like numbers over and over again, and like just be like 537, 269, 329, 72, 47. But it was in a different language, and you had to like translate it into, and then type it into the computer. So like weird flashbacks of that. I was so bad at it too.
I mean,
So I'm like, I'll just read this.
Kirsten was in the Marines as a language expert.
Cryptological linguist.
Language expert.
well, gee, I wonder why
Terrible
she
at it.
figured this out before any of the rest of us.
Yes. And what was your specialty language? It was Arabic?
Arabic and Spanish. I'm not good at either one anymore, but
When I first met Kirsten, she was like, yeah, something about speaking Arabic. And I was like, oh, you speak Arabic? I was like, huh, that's super interesting. And like, I'm really shy. Like, Kirsten's really outgoing. I'm really shy. So I'm like, ask her questions about it. Ask questions. Come on, break. And so I was like, well, why do you know? And we're like shopping at Walmart together. And she's like, I'm like, why do you know Arabic? And she's like, well, because I was in the Marines. And I was like, cool, things I should have known. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up and push my card. I was like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, so how long were you in the Marines? What made you want to join the Marines? And you were like, it was a dare.
basically.
I'm about to go in the woods with this woman. I feel very protected.
But also, you never know.
Yeah.
Well, hey.
Let me solve the Blair Witch. It was me.
If you ever get murdered, Kirsten can decrypt your weird cryptic journals. So
Good to know. Good to know. Okay. So is that all of it?
No.
Oh.
Of course not. Okay.
Okay.
Dad, I finally figured out how to talk to him. He's an interesting person, if he's even a person at all. He knows things about you that he shouldn't have any way of knowing.
Oh my word.
SV space GLNW space HV space DSZG space BLFI space OZHG space DLIWH space DVIV space SV space GLOW space NV space DSZG space
Wait, hold on. Sorry.
Come
Tripped up there.
That's okay.
Glow and then
Okay.
NV.
NV space DSZG space BLFI space OZHG space GSLFTSGH space DVIV. Period.
Lord.
Okay, maybe that one.
He told me what your last words were.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He told me what your last thoughts were.
Well, that's creepy.
Ugh.
Hudson is scary.
Hudson needs to shut the fuck up.
All right, there's one more paragraph before
Okay.
the creepy X things.
And those things look like the Blair Witch dolls that they found in the trees.
Oh. I know you just want to shake hands so bad.
I just want constant attention.
Me
I want everyone to
too.
pay constant
She's
attention to
been
me.
so
Me too. We
needy.
relate so much. I get it. I get it. Okay, last one.
No.
That's what they say to me too. I'm just kidding.
Lay down.
So this is a really big one?
It's not that much longer than the other ones. It just looks big because it's on a page by itself.
Okay.
Okay, last one.
Okay.
R apostrophe N. All it says is dad to start with, just for the record.
Dad.
TLRMT space YZXP space LM space HZGFIWZB comma YFG space R space NRTSG space MLG space YV space SLNV space ULI space Z space DSROV period SV space NZWV space NV space Z space KILNRHV period DV apostrophe IV space ZOO space TLRMT space GL space YV space GLTVG
Wait, sorry.
GLTVG SVI space ZTZRM space HLLM period DRHS space NV space OFXP period. Whew.
Woo, buddy.
Okay.
I'm going back on Saturday, but I might not be home for a while.
Oh, no.
He made me a promise. We're all going to be together again soon. Wish me luck.
Oh, that kid is so dead.
Yeah.
He ain't missing mama. He dead. He real dead. Sheriff. Jeez Louise. Okay.
So did he disappear on a Saturday?
2:30 on a Tuesday. He addressed 3 days ago, so yes.
So never listen to the promises of a boy who's trying to lure you out into the woods.
A boy?
Or anyone,
Or
honestly.
a weird...
We do still have witness interviews that we have not read into yet.
Okay.
And then we'll look at their website.
Sure. So, I'm beginning to wonder. This feels like the last one we did because there's obviously more stuff here, but I think the answer to this particular box is pretty clear.
Okay.
Where was he headed?
Yeah, I think we know that, but we should check out because it's easier when we see it now instead of like if there's something included in with this that we need in the future. We have to be reminded of it. So can we hop back over to our OBS and change this to show not the website but show the tabletop?
Yes. Assuming I can.
Use it cancel? What the hell? Okay.
Oh, cool.
Did Dakota unplug Kirsten's camera? Or she moved it, maybe.
It's. Yeah, she must have knocked it. Okay. Yeah. Boom. There you go.
Oh, I just noticed you changed our overlay.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
Just in time for spooky season.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay, so let's get back to this evidence. So what's going on with the witness statements?
So we have several witness statements, and we still have that thingy too.
And sorry, I'm a needy, bossy woman right now. Okay.
Why don't I read this article? Oh, look. Silver Moon Diner. Be sure to ask about our damn fine coffee. Really?
Okay. This really makes me want Waffle House.
Really?
What? Okay, clearly there's a reference here I'm missing.
It's Twin Peaks.
Is that Twin Peaks?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. We went there.
I know we did.
Did you like it?
To the diner? Yeah. Have you seen Twin Peaks?
Oh, a Twin Peaks diner, not Twin Peaks the restaurant.
Oh no, we didn't.
No, not that. No.
I was like,
no.
Okay.
No, we're not.
The TV show that aired before you were born.
Okay,
probably.
that's what I was like. I'm pretty sure we're talking about two different things.
Yeah.
Thank God.
There was this mini series in the 90s called Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
It captivated the world. Literally, Mikhail Gorbachev called George Bush or Bill Clinton, whoever was president then, and asked for them to get with David Lynch to get spoilers for the finale before it aired. Yeah. And they wouldn't give them to the president of the United States of America to get to the president of Russia.
You give me codes to all of the nukes, and I give you secrets.
I will tell you who killed Laura Palmer.
You're welcome.
Hey, come here.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
We can cuss on this stream?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
It's a cuss-friendly stream.
Okay.
It is now. No.
I mean, I've been cussing through the whole thing.
Well, I thought that's what I was like, well, I've said some.
Well, folks. Hudson William Kent, a carpenter and family man, favorably known as HUD, died after an accidental tree fall Thursday. Kent was cutting timber in the Black Hills forest with his 11-year-old son, Liam.
He was there?
When a
shit.
tree began to fall at an unexpected angle, according to Rosemary Kent, his wife. Kent fell into the path of the collapsing tree as he pushed his son out of harm's way, according to Sheriff Lanning, who took Liam Kent's statement on the scene. This incident was as tragic as it was gruesome, Lanning said in a statement. We are heartbroken. The news of HUD's sudden, untimely passing has shaken us to our very foundation. Our love goes out to his wife and their young children, Liam and Tristan. Following in his father's footsteps, Kent became a logger and carpenter soon after graduating South Woodland Academy at the age of 18. Kent's craftsmanship can be admired in nearly every home and municipal structure in town. Kent was known among those close to him as a skilled craftsman.
Here's where it says he updated the History Museum.
With a razor-sharp wit and an abiding love for his family. He loved making me little pendants and bracelets and writing me notes just to remind me how much he cared, Rosemary Kent said in an interview. He's been doing that ever since I asked him out in junior year of high school. A funeral service is scheduled for 1 p.m. Sunday at St. Diamas Church on Main Street. Father Calvin Hobart will officiate. Flower donations and condolences may be offered to the Kent family at the Silver Moon Diner during a reception to be held immediately after the service. No viewing has been scheduled.
You can't view something that gruesome.
No.
Tree fell on him.
That sucks.
Was the tree an accident?
Good question.
Was it the witch?
Was it the witch?
Okay. Witness interviews concerning the disappearance of Liam Kent. All interviews conducted and transcribed from audio by Sheriff Wes Lanning, Burkittsville Sheriff's Office. The first interview is with Rosemary Kent, Sunday, 8 a.m., so the day after Liam went missing. Mom. I can't believe this is happening. I'm sorry. I know what I said I was ready, but how could anyone ever be ready to do something like this? Sheriff, we can try this again later if you'd like, Mrs. Kent. Mrs. Kent. No, I'm fine. Let's just get this over with. I went to work before Liam or Tristan woke up. Shelley called me really early and said she was sick and asked if I could cover her morning shift. That's Shelley Frost. Thank you. Everyone at the Silver Moon is really good at that. I get the feeling they all call me before anyone else, since ever since HUD, but I remember I woke up, left a note, and went to work. What was on the note? Just telling the boys that I went to work, when I'd be back, to heat up some leftovers for dinner. I always put that on a sticky note right in the middle of the television. That way I know they'll see it.
Smart mama.
Tell me what happened next. I saw Liam in the afternoon. I don't remember exactly when. It was during lunch rush, which is usually between 12:30 and 2. I asked him where Tristan was, and he said at home. Hank, our line cook, told me that I was being paranoid, that Tristan was getting old enough to be on his own. Hank's kind of old-fashioned, no rub some dirt in it kind of guy. Either way, he made up 2 sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly for Tristan and tuna for Liam. Liam took them home for Tristan for lunch, or I guess I thought he did. When I got home a little after 9, he wasn't there. All Tristan had eaten all day was a bowl of cereal and an orange.
Aw, poor baby.
I looked everywhere for Liam, but I couldn't find him anywhere. I looked everywhere in the house. Oh, that's the same girl. Sorry. I looked everywhere for Liam. Couldn't find him anywhere. I looked all over the house, all over town. Then I had to call you. I couldn't think of what else to do. Do you happen to remember what Liam was wearing when you saw him at the Silver Moon? Let me think. He was in a black shirt for sure. Most of his clothes are black. And a large denim jacket and a beanie. I remember that he was carrying his backpack, which is a little strange because it wasn't a school day. I still can't really believe any of this is happening. I feel numb all over. You'll find him, won't you, Wes? I'll do everything in my power to, Rosemary. Would you like to read the small child statement?
Oh, good. You asked for this, just remember that. Interviewee Tristan Kent. Also present is the interviewee's mother, Rosemary Kent, as he is a minor. Time and location of interview, Sunday, Kent household. Okay, Tristan. Just take your time and tell me everything you remember about the last day you saw your brother. Tell me about the whole day, even if you think something may not be important. You never know what can be useful. Yesterday, Liam got up later than he normally does. I'm usually up before him, and Mom tells me I always have to be quiet because Liam's sleeping. So I usually take Tank, that's our dog, and play outside. But yesterday, Mom had to go to work early. She left us a note like she always does when she leaves, so... What is it, Tristan? So, I did something, but I know I'm going to get in trouble for it. There's nothing you can get in trouble for, sweetheart. Just tell Sheriff Lanning everything you know. Alright, well, since nobody was there, I watched a Super Neutral marathon on TV. Oh, Jesus, Tristan. That's okay, honey. My mom says it's a scary show because it's all about ghosts and monsters. I'm not supposed to watch it, but I think the guys that host it are funny. I watch it really quiet so I wouldn't wake Liam up. After the episode was over, I asked Liam if he wanted to do something, and he was like, "No way, skunk." That's what he called me sometimes, it's skunk. He thinks I don't like it, which is why he does it, but I do like it.
So cute.
What happened next, Tristan? So he said, "No way, Scott," and then he was going to do some stuff. He liked to be alone a lot, but I knew he was going to bring back lunch, which is what he usually does when he goes on long walks like that. So I want some more super neutral. I just want to be clear here. This isn't me doing a gag. It's literally spelled super neutral. And waited for him to come back. He didn't come home after that. I had an orange for lunch. Where do you think he went? Insane.
Sheriffy.
Oh, man.
Word.
I think the resident Catholic should read the part of the priest.
I think you should do it in a British accent for some reason.
Interviewee, Father Calvin Hobart. Time and location, Sunday, 12:30 p.m., St. Dimas Church. WL. Go ahead, Father. CH. Yes, I do remember seeing Liam on that day.
Please continue.
I can't. I'm sorry.
Yes, you can.
Inner Chris. Inner Chris.
Yeah. I was out back behind the church tending to the cemetery, which I typically do every Saturday around 3:30.
She turned into an Australian. Cemetery 3:30.
Father, something seems to be troubling.
Been possessed. Sometimes some of the kids from the high school hang out back there. They always leave cigarette butts and beer bottles, which obviously I'm not happy about, but I'd rather have them be hooligans in the cemetery than go out and drive somewhere and potentially hurt themselves or someone else. Go on. So I saw Liam while I was cleaning up all that trash. He left some of his own, the crust of a peanut butter sandwich. Very wasteful. Regardless, Liam was out past the graveyard, standing just on the edge of the woods and looking in. I don't know how long he was there before I saw him, but he stood like that for a moment before seeming to lose interest, and then he moved along and walked away down Main Street. But the whole time he was looking over his shoulder. Not at me, mind you, but at the forest. So is his personal effect that they found on the street his sandwich crust?
No. His notebook. Personal effects.
Okay.
You would think, but also he has a bracelet, which hasn't come into play yet.
I wore it. It possessed my body.
That has a tooth? Is that a tooth?
Mm-hmm.
The mom said in the note that his dad made it for him, and he never takes it off. So that's part of the reason she's so worried. Yeah.
All right. Harriet Gillard, Sunday, 4 p.m., Burkittsville Sheriff's Office. Who is Harriet?
She is a witness.
Okay. Please tell me exactly what you saw, Miss Gillard. In chronological order, please. Thank you for seeing me, Sheriff. Yes, I first saw Liam when I came into the Silver Moon. The Silver Moon is allowing you back in now? I'm not going to have to come back down there for another complaint, am I?
Ooh. Ooh.
Perfect voice. The thing with the mustard was just a misunderstanding. Anyway, I saw Liam. He came inside, looked perturbed. Hank made him a couple sandwiches after he talked to his mother, and then the kid left. Did Liam say anything to you when you saw him? We had a little conversation. He started, "Hello, Miss Gillard," and finished it off with, "Goodbye, Miss Gillard." What did you two talk about? Nothing really. I don't know why everybody in Maryland talks like a Southerner.
It's weird.
It's crazy.
I mean, there's something weird about this little town.
Nothing really, and not for very long. I asked him how his day was going. He said not well, but that hopefully it would be better after he finished his research. I asked what kind of teacher assigned his homework over a beautiful weekend like this one, and he just said goodbye and walked away. He seemed a little high-strung. He kept fiddling with his bracelet so much I worried he'd tear it clean off his wrist. Tear it clean off. That's Southern. All right, Harriet. Is that all? No, actually, I saw him again a few hours later, just for a second. I was buying some stamps around 4, and I saw him walking on the other side of the street. He looked a bit grim, if you ask me, hunched over. I must have assumed that he was walking home, but I suppose that wasn't the case after all, was it? Then, when I finished up and walked across the street to my car, I noticed something on the ground. It was the same bracelet I'd seen Liam wearing earlier. Must have fallen off when I saw him walking. Did you take the bracelet or did you leave it there? I took it. I meant to give it back to his mother the next time I saw her. It's right here. Thank you for your cooperation, Miss Gillard. But there's more.
I feel like she stole it because she liked the tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's someone else.
All right, Clementine.
Clementine Lidwell. Propriety Good Neighbor Library. Okay. Okay, Miss Lidwell, just tell me everything you remember about seeing Liam on that Saturday. There's no such thing as an unimportant detail. Yes, we were actually quite crowded that day, but I still remember seeing him because I had made him finish his tuna sandwich before he came inside. Fish in a library? Can you imagine? And of course, because of the altercation he got into, Liam came into the library like he often does, very quiet, never needs help even in finding the most obscure reference material. It was right after story hour ended, but it must have been around 4 o'clock. Liam read for a little while on his own, and then another boy came in. I'm not quite sure of his name. One of the kids who only ever comes in to find the books for their summer reading, you know. But always a month too late. No, I don't have any more copies of the Scarlet Letter. Every other kid in town already has a copy out or on hold. It's been a while since I've done a book report, Miss Lidwell. Of course. Anyway, Liam and this boy, they had an altercation and Liam left. Tell me about this altercation. I couldn't hear their words exactly, but I think Liam instigated it. The other boy looked like he was asking Liam something benign. Liam snapped back at him, which caused the other boy to raise his voice. I think he called Liam a freak or something like that. Within seconds, their fight escalated to shouting, and Liam threw his book at the other boy. It was a compilation of topographical surveys of the area, which is quite bulky. But you know that every major survey of this area has yielded vastly different results from one another. No two people quite agree on an accurate map, although there are certainly those that experts consider to be closer to reality than others. It's quite a fascinating little mystery. Oh, continue. Very interesting, Miss Lidwell, but not relevant to this investigation. Of course, right. After that, I reprimanded them both. We did what we usually do when children misbehave in the library and had them leave for the rest of the day. Cool their jets, you know, and come back tomorrow. After another boy refused at first, probably out of stubbornness. You know how kids are. Liam, though, left peacefully. He was so angry seconds earlier, but he was suddenly so calm. He went, I don't know how he went. I don't know where he went, but I think I remember him turning left and walking down the street that way. All right, you've been helpful. Thank you for your time. Sheriff, I know that it's a little uncouth, but I simply have to ask. Everyone in my book club will be furious with me if I don't. Have you been looking in the forest? With everything that's happened in the past, don't you think that something unnatural may have happened to that boy? To answer the first part of your question, we are mounting search parties of the immediate area, as is typical for an investigation of this sort. I won't entertain the second part. With all due respect, almost everyone who lives around here has something happen to them in the forest that there's no earthly explanation for. Once when I was walking around the very edge of the forest, I swear I saw a tall figure watching me. I got so scared I tripped and fell down a hill. I nearly broke my neck and killed me. You have a good day now, Miss Lidwell. Tell me I picked the wrong voice for Clementine.
I would be lying to you. I would be lying to you.
Oh, it's your boy. Mr.
Rapino.
Rapino.
The historian.
Let's see if I can get this in before. I'm glad that y'all are like entertaining. I am not.
You are extremely entertaining.
You are.
Yes, let me assure you, you are very entertaining. Well, we've gone to ads.
Okay. That's fine. Question for y'all. Do we want to look at the website or do we want to just go ahead and put it in on the tip line when we come back from ads?
I don't care.
We can put it out. I mean,
we
unless y'all
know.
disagree, I think we know.
He was
like,
going. Was that the question where he was going?
Yeah. And this is kind of how the others played out too. Like there would be a lot of stuff, and some of it would circle back around to be relevant later. Some of it wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
But like we usually figure out the answer to whatever box we were on like halfway through the stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Are we, Cosmic Beat, can you see us?
We should be unless it.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
It's playing at anyone who's not subscribed to us, which is
She knows how
everyone.
Twitch works. She was married to a VTuber.
I know.
Unfortunately.
Agreed.
Or I guess she is still married for another fucking 2 weeks. Or whatever.
And he had a bigger audience than we do.
He's still a bigger dick than you guys, so. Ew. Smaller actual dick, bigger dick in personality. Just for the record. That on the interwebs.
Yeah, that's literally for Kirsten. You are literally shitting where he lives.
He follows us.
Huh?
We unfollowed him, to be clear.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, so we got a little. Oh, she gave a double puppy treat. She gave a double puppy treat. So I say she. I don't know her gender. I don't know their gender.
Them?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with a name like Cosmic Beat.
It's definitely a lot easier when it's like Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so to quote my niece, you can't just be going assuming people's genders. You can't do that. What was it she said? You can't assume people's genders now.
In 2023.
Or in 2023. Would you like something else to drink, Kirsten?
No, I'm good.
Okay. We have bublés.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So we are back from ads. And before I read this interview with Anthony Rapino, Cosmic Beat, our dog's best friend, come over here.
Hey,
Gave
Time
them
Roller.
not 1, but 2 treaties. Hi, Time Roller. Yes,
We do have a special guest.
we do. So this is our friend Kirsten.
Hi.
Okay, Ow, Dakota.
Kids.
And here's round 2. So we have recruited our friend Kirsten to come play Hunt-A-Killer with us, Blair Witch, through the month of October. I realize it's not October yet, but it's 6 and it's a 5-week month. So 6 episodes. So we start now. Time Roller is our best friend online. We love
Hi, Time Roller. How's it going?
him. Okay, so
Just in time for the performance of a lifetime.
oh,
Bum,
fuck off.
bum.
So like we're reading witness statements and like they have been reading their witness statements in accents and stuff. To me Anthony Rapino sounds just like me, so I am reading in an accent.
A little bit lower.
No. My voice
Anthony is Italian.
my
Yeah.
voice is deep enough is all I'm saying.
Gotta read them authentic.
Go crazy. Go crazy.
It's a me, Anthony Rapino.
Mr. Rapino, I know you're a family friend of the Kents. I really want to do this in a Mario accent, but I don't have the confidence. I'm sorry. Yes, I've known Liam and Tristan their whole lives, and their parents as well. I grew up with Rosemary and Hud. I was the best man at their wedding. Oh. Did you happen to see Liam at all that day? Yes, very briefly. He passed by the front door right before I ate lunch, meaning that it would be a bit before 1. He waved to me, but didn't stop to talk. I assumed he was heading toward the Silver Moon. And you didn't see him anywhere else around town? I'm scheduled at the History Museum through pretty much the entire weekend, since those are peak attendance days. Although, of course, peak is relative. And he didn't enter your building on the day in question at all. He did not. How can you be certain? Sheriff, it's the Burkittsville History Museum. It's not exactly the most popping place. Most of the time, I'm in there alone all day, surrounded by yellowing books and clothing that belong to someone's long-dead relatives. Although, I haven't felt quite so alone in these past few weeks. Man. Even when nobody comes in all day, I sometimes feel like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I feel like there's a presence somewhere lurking right around the corner or underneath the floorboards. Sometimes I hear things, like murmuring. I can't really make that out. Did you hear any of these things on the day of Liam's disappearance? Well, no. Mr. Rapino, the first 72 hours are critical in a situation like this. I'm not going to spend any of them checking the History Museum's creaky floorboards for you. Thank you for your time.
Look, I'm just saying.
Sheriff's
a little sketch.
Yeah.
I mean, cops are gonna cop, y'all.
Yeah. Jeez.
I like how on the Home Away from Home, Nathan's cigarettes is what's on the back side of it.
Okay, so coming back to what our challenge was in this, we wanted to check all documents and items for clues, which we have done.
Mm-hmm.
Decipher all coded messages, which we did for an hour.
That.
Mm-hmm.
And then help Rosemary complete her objective, which was to find out where Liam was going. Right?
Yeah. I'm frankly shocked that she couldn't figure that out for herself.
So if I click this, does that turn the internet back on?
Yep.
Listen, I sound like such a boomer. Does it turn the internet on, Jeremy? Okay, so let's go to the tip line.
Okay. She gave us in her letter.
No, we've already logged in. Please provide an email address. They just do that. And then they send you promotional emails. Okay, so we're going to type out a new message. And the content is, we just say, he was going to...
Or History Museum? Is that what it's called? Burkittsville History Museum, yeah.
Should I put Burkittsville on there?
I mean, surely... sure.
Okay.
But I feel like surely they have programmed it to recognize just History Museum.
So, for those of y'all that are like Kirsten, that have never done Hunt a Killer before, never watched one being played, this is how it... So you send them an email, and then she immediately responds and tells you if you were right or if you were wrong. There's sound.
Ooh.
Will we be able to hear it?
Maybe. Yes.
Will the folks on stream be able to hear it?
Yes. How loud it will be on our end is questionable. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Not loud at all.
Here.
So Jeremy has to do his little magic thing. So we're gonna bug out for a second.
Yeah, we'll still be here. We'll just be muted.
Yes.
And then y'all will hear the sound at the same time we do. But first, I'm gonna go turn these speakers up so that we can actually hear them.
Okay. At some point, our music has stopped.
Yeah.
Cosmic Bee, thank you again for the dog treats. They love that.
It has made them quite calm.
It's CBD treats.
I'm
I'm just kidding.
time.
I'm just kidding. Mom, I'm kidding. It's salmon treats. If you smelled them, you would know.
It's like, that tracks.
All right. We'll be muted for just a sec, and then y'all will hear the sound.
Right.
Liam was hanging out in the basement of the History Museum. I mean, why? What could have been down there? I'm heading over to take a look right now. It's right down the street from the diner. Could Sheriff Lanning really have missed something so close to his office? Hey, Anthony? Anthony? That's weird. The building's unlocked, but he's not here. Maybe he's in the basement. The door's right behind his desk. I'm just going to check. It's not locked or anything. Anthony? Are you there? If you're down there, I'm coming down now. Jesus, why is it so cold down here? Okay, there is no way the sheriff searched this. There's way too much stuff crammed in here. I'm gonna be here all night. But I guess the cold air will keep me sharp. Wait. There's a window open back there. That must be where the draft is coming from. Who would leave this open? Wait. This is Liam's handwriting. Liam's been here. Oh my God. This is his pencil case, and there are all kinds of notes. Hold on. What are these? I'm not sure how to describe what I'm seeing to you, but Liam's notes are covered in all kinds of strange markings. And this one is... Oh my God. This handwriting is... This is Hud's. Hud wrote one of these notes. Years ago, it looks like. Before the accident. You need to see this. I'm going to try to find some more evidence, and then I'll send everything over to you. Thank you. Thank you so much. You've just gotten me closer to my son than I have been in months.
Okay.
Then,
Well,
we were right.
we were right. I am curious where this is going to go. Like, how far are they going to take? Are they going to go full-on ARG? Like, at some point, are we going to start getting phone calls or texts?
I'm entering your email address in there next week.
You get a phone call from somebody. It's me. It's Hud.
It's me, Mario.
It's me, Hud. Okay, I do want to do one thing before we go.
Okay.
We don't have to check out the whole website.
Okay.
Did we lose it?
Now you just gotta click the X, I think, up in the
Oh,
corner.
yeah. But what if there's spooky stuff in the photos?
Oh, good. Well, there's only one.
Oh, it's just this.
That's a great picture of him.
Yeah.
Backpack.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Well,
What's good fences? And why are my eyes so tired? It looks like it says good feces. Ooh.
oh, okay. Kent family curse. Have you heard about what happened? This is from Karen Schultz. Have you heard about what happened to the Kent boy? Poor Rosemary. It's a damn shame. First she loses her husband in that terrible accident, and now her son too. And didn't something just like this happen to her sister Jess right before she moved out west? Makes me wonder who will be next. Elliot Coulson, you notice how it's been awfully foggy lately? You notice how it gets darker sooner than usual? You notice those weird marks and symbols about town? If you ask me, it's the witch. Certainly got me and my children in a fright. I'm keeping each of them close from now on.
That's the guy that was hiking and then said he couldn't go in the woods anymore.
Okay. Diane Moss, that's just an old wives' tale. If you ask me, it was the creepy historian, probably trying to reenact a killing from one of those dusty old books. It's always the quiet ones, mark my words.
How dare they talk about Dr. Christopher this way?
I agree with Diane. Witches? Ha. Have you asked the priest about the boy? He always gave me a bad feeling. Throwing shade on all your favorite people. You stop that. Father Hobart has been nothing but good to this community. And Anthony has always supported me and my... Oh, this is from Rosemary.
Yeah.
Me and my family when we needed it most.
Is this Hunter Killer Facebook?
Basically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is more than I can say for some people. Yeah, good fences, I guess. Burkittsville. You all know the woods are cursed, right? The witch lures folks into the woods. Karen might be onto something. If I were Rosemary, I'd take note. I'd go find the boy now before something else does. There's something wicked about those woods. My cousin's roommate once spent a day there and came back with a bushel of grays in his bright red hair and a scar he didn't remember getting. He also swears that he walked in at the crack of dawn, hiked for hours and hours, and then when he came out, the sun hadn't moved an inch in the sky. I hike in the Black Hills Forest every Sunday morning, and I've never seen any witch. I haven't seen anything weird or scary. Oh, here's Anthony.
Well, and the lady that started this thread,
Uh-huh.
it was a witness, was Harriet.
Okay. I can't speak on whether it's a witch or not, but there is a pattern here that shouldn't be ignored. There's something out there that's been going on since before any of us were even born, and that's going to be out there long after we're all gone. Rosemary, I'd appreciate it if you all kept your comments to yourselves. Believe it or not, you have no obligation to gossip, even you, Anthony.
Rosemary calling people out.
Oh, Clementine. Anyone consider Liam just ran away? He's a teenager. When he realizes he can't do much without his family, he'll be back.
Clementine. Oh, my darling.
Okay.
I think we'll get more into the website next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well.
Let's go back to OBS. Y'all. Wait. I'm having to relearn. So, like, we haven't used, like, our two-person cameras or anything since we stopped playing Arkham, like, last December. So,
Yeah.
I don't remember any of the buttons. I think we had to even turn everything back on. So, Kirsten!
Ooh.
What are your
This is
thoughts on
fun.
Hunter Killer? Okay.
Yeah.
This is super fun.
Okay.
I like it.
Good.
So next week you're not going to be like, I'm sick, I'm sorry, I can't come.
No.
I was worried with the decoding.
I was sick
because
earlier
that
this
was like, that was a lot.
It was a lot, but it was kind of neat to use like the blue light to see.
Yeah, I think that it was like more. I guess I'm not making the game, but like it was a lot more than I was expecting to have to decode. So I'm glad that we used the computer, that like game
Yes.
changer,
Yeah.
game changer. But
Yes. And the last one we did,
I think
there
everything
was
else is good.
There was detective
Comment.
clues or like detective like toolkit that you could put your like where you figured out what each letter
Oh.
was, and then you just typed it in straight to their website to do it, which
Yeah.
was really rad.
There was also less.
Yes, and they changed the code like 3 times during the mystery, which was very frustrating.
Well, this code was pretty easy to figure out.
This code was easy to figure out, even if you're not a militarily trained.
Cryptological.
I almost said cryptozoologist, and
Yes, I want to be zoologist. Done.
I'm like, a
That is now what
cryptozoologist?
I
Is that
am.
even a thing?
That's not what I am.
So Kirsten will be back next week to do episode 2 of this with us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a little burner board.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm gonna put on it, but
All them suspects. I think everybody is a suspect until otherwise ruled out.
yeah. So is there anybody being extra sus to you right
I
now?
don't like the sheriff.
Yeah, the sheriff is.
Sheriff is very like shut it down immediately, and like
Mhm.
even worse than like normal politicians.
Yeah.
And like when you were reading the interviews, can y'all tell us like 10 minutes from my bedtime?
Mhm.
When you were reading the interviews that he was conducting, he would just be like, "Go on," like that's how it would start. Go on, and then they would stop, and then he'd be like, "Go on," like he didn't have conversation back and forth
Yeah.
with them,
Yeah.
and that's
That's a bad sheriff.
Yeah, he seemed like a jerk. Like
He seemed like
He
he
could use some
already
people
knew
skills.
the answer.
well, that's just
I think he already knows the answer, but
because it's him.
because it's him.
because he's part of
Or
the
because,
witch
like-
cult.
I think that he just has some like weird connection in there somehow. Like, I bet he has some weird connection.
Are we gonna find out what was the guy's name? Parr.
Rustin Parr.
Are we gonna find out he's like Rustin Parr's grandchild?
Maybe.
Maybe.
But it talked about the old sheriff, like the old, like his
Yeah.
uncle was a sheriff with the same name, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, he definitely. I mean, it's one thing to be skeptical. That's fine, and you probably should be as a
Sure.
police officer. But like, there's being skeptical, and then there's being like a
dick.
jerk. Yeah.
Sure.
Like, you don't have to be that aggressive about like, oh, this bullshit superstition. Ah.
It's very.
That was my impression of the sheriff.
Yeah, that just
Sure.
makes him more suspicious. Myself, like, I think
Yeah.
it makes him more suspicious.
I think we should keep an eye out on him because he seems a little sus.
A little sus.
He's innocent until
I
he's
also
guilty until proven innocent.
do you think that it's weird that Anthony was not in his little building at the end.
That was a little sus too. And then he also like felt compelled to like comment not on the thing where they were like, well, Anthony's a killer. He didn't comment on that. He just commented down below and was like, well, clearly there's something going on.
Yeah.
It's me. I did it.
Y'all are killing me with that. So next week we will find out with episode 2
Yeah.
of the Blair Witch season 1.
Yeah.
Let me see something real quick.
You want to see who's on?
Yeah, no. Man, our camera keeps coming out of focus. Nope, I think we'll just end since we don't have any viewers in here with us right now. Cool. What are we playing on Friday? Do you know?
I don't.
We will be back Friday evening. I feel like it's going to be a World Wonders. I feel like it's going to be a World Wonders Friday.
Okay.
I feel like it's a World Wonders Friday or a Sky Team Friday. You can pick.
Okay.
Because Sky Team is just effortless, and on Fridays, I mean, it's Wednesday, and I feel like a zombie.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, until then, we will see y'all next time.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Kirsten, thank you for coming.
Thanks for inviting me. I'm excited.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.